Yo, what up guys, how's it going? My name is Destiny and welcome back to my channel. So in this video we're gonna go ahead and start working with the follow function so that when we hit the follow button we are automatically gonna follow a user just like this. Let me just head over to my profile, or let's say I want to head over to Karen's profile, but it's with an uppercase K like that. So when I hit the follow button I want to follow her, and when I hit unfollow I'm gonna unfollow her. So that's what we'll be implementing in this video. So let's just go ahead and get started. Now open up your Visual Studio Code or Sublime Text, or you could also open up whatever PyCharm and make sure your server is running. Okay, so after that the next thing we're going to do is go ahead and open up the views.py, and I'm going to open up views.py that's in the post. Okay, so I'm gonna open up the views.py for the user auth app. You remember the place where we created the user profile. Okay, and here I'm gonna create a function. This is gonna be a follow function, and before I go ahead and keep doing whatever I want to do here, I just want to make sure that you know that at the time being you might not understand a lot of things that's going on here, but don't worry, with time you're gonna understand as I explain. And if you don't still understand, or if for any reason I didn't explain something the way you expect, just drop it in the comment section and I'm gonna drop a full explanation for you there. Hopefully you understand. So before I go ahead and do this, I want to import transactions from Django.db. So from Django.db I want to import transaction just like that, and don't worry, you're gonna see what all this is gonna do. So let's go ahead and keep going. So I defined follow, I passed in the request, I passed in username, and I passed in option. So this is simply gonna help us track if a user is following a user or not. So for example, let's say something like option 1 would be yes, the user is following the user, and option 0 will be no, they are not following the user, so go ahead and follow them. But don't worry, let's just keep going. You still understand what everything is doing. Okay, so after this the next thing we're going to do is simply say user would be equal to request.user. So we want to get the logged in user just like that, and we also need to say following just like this. And what are we going to do with this? It's quite easy. What we're going to do is get the user model, and we're gonna get it by the username over here. So what we're simply gonna do is, for example, we're gonna get Destiny or we're gonna get Karen, and what we want to get is just their username. So hopefully you understand, we don't want to get anything else apart from their username. Let's say we don't want to get their full name or whatever, we want to get just their username, because it's the username that we'll be using to actually instantiate the functionality of following the user. So when we say following, the next thing we're gonna pass in is get object of 404, and we're gonna pass in the user model, and we're also gonna say username should be equal to the username that we passed in here. So how are we getting this username? By default, the user model has a field that's named username. So if you don't understand, let me just go ahead and show you. Log into my admin, come over to user, and as you can see, there's a field here named username. You can also target the email address, first name, last name, and whatever. So for example, let's say what I want to get is the user's email address. I'm just gonna say email address, and I'm gonna pass it to any arguments that I'm passing in here. Hopefully you guys understand. Okay, so we're gonna use a try block here now, and don't worry, I'm gonna explain what all this is gonna do. So we need to create follow or created like this, and we're gonna pass it into follow model dot object dot get or create. So what is this gonna do? This is simply gonna check if a user is already following a user. If it's already following the user, then fine, it's gonna go ahead and remove it. But if it's not following a user, no, this is not going to remove it. Let me be clear with what I'm saying. This over here is not going to remove it. What it's simply going to do is get a user that's following a user, or else they'll go ahead and create a follow instance for them. Hopefully you understand. So we pass in follower should be equal to user, and following should be equal to following. Following should be equal to following. Okay, just like that. And after this we need to go ahead and use an if integer of option. So this is a method, we're going to open it up like that. So if integer option like this, I don't think this is supposed to be in a parenthesis. It's supposed to be like this, is equal to 0. So if it's equal to 0, then that means we are following a user. So what do we want to do? We want to go ahead and delete the follow. Hopefully you understand what's going on. And after that, what else do we want to do? We want to go ahead and delete all the posts that the user that we are following is getting. We're going to go ahead and delete it. For example, now let me explain what I mean by that. So I'm going to come over here, come over to /post, and I hope my server is still running. No, I don't think it's still running. I need to comment this out for it to start running again. Let's see. Okay, it's running. So as you can see, Destiny posted this, and let me just see. Destiny posted that. Okay, as you can see, Karen posted this, and why I'm saying this on my feed is because I'm actually following Karen. But with this function over here that we are writing, the stream.object.filter, when I unfollow Karen, it's going to go ahead and delete all the posts that Karen have posted that's showing on my feed. Hopefully you understand. So I'm going to uncomment this again. I'm going to say stream.objects.filter, and I want to filter by following should be equal to following. So the person that we are following and the user should be equal to user, not username but user. Then we need to say .all, so we need to get all of the posts, and what else? We need to delete it, .delete. Okay, it's easy as that. So with this now, what we need to do is go ahead and create an else. So how about all this is all the way around? Then what do we want to do? We simply want to go ahead and add a post to them, and okay, don't worry, let me just show you guys. So we're gonna say posts, let's just use posts like that. Should be post.objects.filter, like this, post.object.filter, and we're gonna pass in user should be equal to following, and what else should we pass in? Okay, I think that should be it. Then we need to cut the post by 10. So on a feed, we want to show 10 posts. Like, oh, not on a feed, rather from just a particular user, we want to show just 10 posts on the field at a time, except we click on a reload button or something. Okay, hopefully you guys understand. Now, after this, okay, I don't know if I've explained what this is doing. I said I want to be sure that you understand what this is doing already. So if we are already following a user, then what we're going to do is simply, if we are already following a user and we click on, let me head over to Karen. So if, okay, this is not going to run, I need to comment this out now because the code isn't yet complete, so it's not going to run. Okay, I think this should work now. So this code over here, let me show you guys. You see this code over here, the fcreate if integer fdelete stream.object. It's simply gonna check if I'm already following Karen. So if I'm following her, when I click on the follow again, but this time around it's not going to be follow, it's going to be unfollow. But if I'm unfollowing her, then it's going to be showing the follow button. Hopefully you understand. And when I click on follow, then this one over here, this line over here is simply gonna like list out all the posts that Karen have got on my feed. But when I unfollow, this one over here is gonna delete all the posts that Karen have got on my feed. Okay, I don't know if that's understood, but let's just go ahead and keep going. When we test this, you're gonna understand what's going on. Now we need to use the transaction that we imported above to actually create a very basic atomic transaction. So we're gonna say with transaction.atomic, and that's a method. So we're gonna open up parentheses, and there's going to be a column over there. Now with this one, we need to say for post in posts. Remember, we called this over here post. Now I want to go ahead and loop through all the posts. So we're going to say for post in post, then we're going to simply say stream should be equal to stream. Then we'll open up a parentheses, and now we need to assign all the values to their respective selves. Post is going to be post, user is going to be user, date is going to be, remember we named it posted, and what else? Let's just use dates should be post.posted, yes, so it doesn't actually break our code. Then we're gonna say following should be equal to following, yeah, just like that. Okay, and what do we need to do? We need to go ahead and save the stream. So we're gonna say stream.save, just like that. Now we need to go ahead and return a HTTP response over here. So we're gonna return HTTP, let's say HTTP response redirect, because we don't want to go to a new page when we follow someone, and we need to reverse to somewhere. So let's say we need to reverse to their profile. Okay, when we follow them, we don't want to go anywhere else, we just want to go to their profile. So we are reversing to profile, and we need to actually get the particular user, and we are getting the user by their username. Okay, hopefully you guys understood what's going on here. And after this, we need to define an except. Remember that this was in a try block, so we need to use except, not like that. So except user dot does not exist, like this. So that's simply what we want to do. If all this doesn't work again, if all this doesn't work trying to follow a user, that means the user doesn't exist. Okay, hopefully you guys understand. And we are simply gonna cut this and put it in here again. And just to make sure everything is working fine, I'm gonna arrange the code just like this. So with this now, the next thing we want to do is go ahead and create a URL for this. So we're gonna head over to the main project's URL. You remember that's where we're creating the profile URL section, and it's gonna be something like this. So we're gonna say username / follow. Then this is where we're gonna use the option. So we're gonna use option. It's gonna check if it's followed or unfollowed, then it's gonna do its thing. So we remembered it was called follow, and this should be called follow. Okay, with this now, make sure you add in a comma. So with this now, let's go ahead and test out our code and see how everything works. But with that, we need to still go ahead and fix the follow button on the profile page. So I'm gonna locate the profile page. This is it over here, and I'm gonna look for the follow button. This is it over here. I'm just gonna remove the word drop so it to be on a straight line, and I'm gonna collapse this a bit. Okay, so this one over here now, what we simply want to do is go ahead and we need to call the URL in here. So we're gonna say, before we go ahead and actually link the URL in here, we need to actually get a follow status that's gonna help us know when a user is following a user and when a user is not following a user. Remember, this function that we wrote over here is simply gonna check when we're following a user, how should we treat or handle the posts and on our feed and all that. So that's what this is doing. But we need to still go ahead and check for follow status. So over here, we're simply gonna check for follow status. Let's just say this should be, let's just say checking for follow status, checking for let's just say follow status. This would be for your reference when I give you the source code, follow status. Okay, and it's gonna be just down here. So the first thing we need to do is go ahead and define a variable, and it's going to be called follow status. And this follow status is going to be set to the follow model .object.filter, just like this. And it's now taking some arguments. Firstly, following should be assigned to the user, and the follower should be what? It should be the logged in user. So you say follower should be equal to request.user, because we already have this getting the particular username. So this should be request.user. Okay, is there any other thing? I don't think so. Yeah, that should be it. Then let's check if it exists. So if we are actually following a user, then what should we do? That's what this line over here is simply going to do for us. Then we need to add this follow status in the context. So I'm just going to copy this follow status and we'll paste it in here just like this. And I'm also going to get rid of this. Okay, so with this now, let's head back to our profile, and we need to check if a user is following a user, then show the follow button. No, if a user is following a user, then show the unfollow. But if a user isn't following a user yet, then that's when we want to show the follow button. So in order to do that, we're going to get down here, and we're simply going to write a very, very simple if statement. So we're going to say if follow underscore status, or I think I still have it in my clipboard. I'm just going to go ahead and paste it. So if follow underscore status is equal to true, then what do we want to do? Okay, if it's equal to true, then that, and we need else that, then we need and if. Okay, what's going on? Paste this here. No, man. Open this, and if, but this shouldn't be here. This should be here. Okay, so with this now, I think there is an error in the terminal. Let's go ahead and see what's happening. So I think if int option is equal to 0, that's throwing an error. I think it should be, let's just head back there. Let's see over here, add another equal to. I actually forgot to add that. So with this now, let's see if everything is going to be working fine again. And it says name follow is not defined on the URLs line 31. So urls.py line 31, name follow. Okay, I think I need to import follow. I don't know, I'm just making some silly mistakes. So after this, now we should go ahead and run our server, and you can see our server is running perfectly well. Now when we refresh, what do you notice? It just shows the unfollow button, and that's because we are following Karen. So if we are not following her, it's going to show the follow. So as you can see, everything is coming together. Now we need to configure the button so that when we click on this button, it's going to unfollow Karen. Okay, hopefully you understand. Now we need to do that in here. So I'm just going to open up URL like that, and in here I'm going to pass in the name of the URL. No, firstly we need to pass in the URL keyword, and we also need to pass in the name of the URL. It's follow. Then we need to, I think we need to get profile dot user and profile dot user, and to unfollow it's 0. So you remember we are using option, and this exact same thing over here I'm gonna paste it in here, and this one is going to be 1. That's to follow. So let's refresh this again, and as you can see, everything is working fine. Now take note, when I hover here, look at this URL that's going to be showing down here. What do you see? It says that. Now if I unfollow, then I got an error. Okay, so let's see what's going on, and we're going to go ahead and fix it. So it says stream.object.filter following user edits. Now what's the error? It says stream is not defined. Okay, and it's on user auth views.py line 53. If you're looking for it, this is it over here. Okay, user auth views.py line 53. Oh, okay, so let's see what is going on here. I think we need to look at this. Okay, it says stream.objects.filter. I can't really tell what's going on. Okay guys, I think that's showing the error because we don't have stream. So let's import stream and let's see if this is gonna work. Okay, I think we're getting another error. It says the view user auth views follow didn't return a HTTP response, it returned a none instead. Okay, I think this is getting a bit complicated. So you guys just hold up. I'm gonna check this out right now. Just give me a second or two. HTTP response redirect is not defined. Okay, we need to import that HTTP response redirect. Make sure the server is running. Name reverse is not defined. We need to import that. My bad, I didn't actually import all this. Probably I forgot it. To do it. Okay, so as you can see, I think it's working now, but there is just one error. So when I manually put it here, as you can see, I'm following her now. But how about I click on unfollow? And let's just get back to the profile and see. What do you notice? It's working, but why are we getting the error that says this? As you can see, it's just unfollowed her now. So why does it keep saying the view user auth follow didn't return an HTTP response object, it returned none instead? Okay, I think we need to look into this. Okay guys, so to fix this error, what we simply need to do is just I think the error should be from here, because it's saying that this didn't return a HTTP response object, it returned none. That means it's not actually finding this line over here. So we need to take it back just one step to be exactly on the same line with the if and else. So with this now, let's go ahead and refresh and see what we've got. So we follow Karen, we can unfollow her, we can follow her, and we unfollow her. And what do you notice? It's actually even reacting over here. So if we unfollow Karen, you can now see she has 0 followers. So if we follow her, you can see she has 1 follower. Okay, so that's pretty amazing. How about we check out Destiny? But we can't see any follow button over here, but he has 4 followers. So I think that should be it. But how about we wanna create a new user and create a new profile for them and see how everything is gonna go. So come over to users, and we want to add a new user. So we're gonna add a new user, and we're gonna fill in their name. Let's just say we want to call them Samuel, and the password should be whatever. Password should be testing321, testing321. The name should be Samuel, and we're gonna save this. Okay, it's saved. Now we can add a profile for Samuel and come over to Samuel, and we're gonna fill this in with Samuel, and let's just say Samuel Doe. Location should be wherever, URL should be whatever, bio should be I'm cool. Then profile picture, let's just give him a dummy profile picture. Let's say you want to give him this one and add some of this for him too. Now we save this, and how about we want to log in as Samuel, but before we do that, we want to make him a super user, so he'll be able to log in to the database or to the back end. So we're gonna log in with Samuel like this, and as you can see, Samuel is logged in. So how about we refresh this now? As you can see, it's Samuel that's logged in now. If we even head over to post, I don't think you'll see any posts. Okay, so over here, as you can see, there are no posts. That's because he's following no one. So how about Samuel now wants to follow Destiny? So let's come over to /Destiny and we hit the follow button. So he's following Destiny now. And let's say he wants to get back to the home page, which is post. Now what do you notice? He can now see all Destiny's posts, and let me just scroll down so you can see these are all Destiny's posts. It automatically shows it to him. But how about he want to unfollow Destiny? Let's just get back once and let's unfollow Destiny like this, and we're gonna get back to the home page again, and let me show you guys. Actually nothing is showing up here, so that's how it works. How about we want to follow Karen, so you'd see what's going on. Karen, just look at the followers over here. Just watch how it's gonna increase. You can see she's got 2 followers, and we get back and refresh. Now you can see Karen's only post, and we can also like, and we could also save. So I think that will be it for this video. Hopefully you guys understood the video and enjoyed it, and it just feels like there's something I didn't actually explain well. But if you guys find out that in this video, just drop it in the comment section and I'm gonna do justice to it there. So if you have any error, any issue, any contribution, just drop it in the comment section and I'll be there to answer your questions. I hope I'll see you guys in the next video. For now, mad love, peace out.